3 people killed in 5 separate crashes involving 17 vehicles on I-95 in Volusia County. Investigators blame it on what they call super fog.
Everything just went white. You couldn't see nothing.
We're live on scene, monitoring the progress to fix part of the damaged interstate and how soon it will reopen. Plus, a local couple claims it got burned for thousands of dollars on a vacation club offer.
It was horrible.
Only Action 9's Todd Ulrich walks you through the steps you can take before you sign on the dotted line. Live starting at 4 on Eyewitness News.
This is Channel 9 Eyewitness News at 4. Coverage you can count on.
Right now at 4.
And thank you, Lord, that justice has been served.
Markeith Lloyd has been sentenced to death for murdering Orlando Police Lieutenant Deborah Clayton.
Now it's time for Markeith Lloyd to suffer for 23 hours a day in a cell.
How Lloyd lashed out after the judge's decision. And troopers say super fog is to blame for 5 separate crashes on I-95 in Volusia County that left 3 people dead.
Everything just went white. You couldn't see nothing.
We have team coverage monitoring the progress to fix the damaged road and explaining how the super fog formed. And behind us right now is a live look at the crash scene from Eyewitness 9. Crews spent the entire day working to clear the charred wreckage from I-95 in Edgewater. Good afternoon, I'm Vanessa Eccles.
And I'm Martha Sigalski. This all was unfolding some 15 hours after the first crash. In fact, this is video from our Channel 9 drone of just how, look at that. Look how poor the visibility is right here. This is between State Road 44 and State Road 5A because of that smoke and thick fog this morning. Channel 9 Volusia County reporter Mike Springer live on the on-ramp southbound where the highway is closed. And Mike, this is still going to take some time to clear up.
Yeah, and where I'm standing, Martha, this has been closed all day long, these southbound lanes. And I just want to take your attention across 95 here to the northbound lanes where you can see there are still some of those semis there off on the side of the highway as those crews are continuing to pick up the debris here and try to clean this up and reopen these lanes.
And now here's another look at what drivers were dealing with along I-95 this morning. This rare combination of smoke and fog can bring extremely low visibility in just a matter of minutes. Certified Chief Meteorologist Tom Terry and Certified Meteorologist Cassandra Crimmy join us now with more on this extreme weather phenomenon.
Yeah, it was bad, and fortunately this only happens ever so often, but combination of not only fog forming and the super fog we'll talk about, and what just happened last night.
Right, exactly, and I think to understand even what super fog is, which we'll get to, you have to understand fog, and really what we watch for are clear skies, light winds, and temperatures that start to drop close to the dew point. The atmosphere just can't hold the moisture, and that's when we start to get fog condensing out, and we saw that happen in parts of Central Florida last night.
Yeah, this is the cooler time of the year. We get more fog this time of the year, but it's really going to be the smoke that was the random element in all of this. There's several fires. This is not uncommon to have many prescribed burns going on this time of the year, but as we cool down at night, that smoke will sink down close to the ground, and we do think we had a fire near where this happened.
Yeah, there's a couple of active fires. We took a look at the map from the Florida Department of Agriculture, and about 5 in northern Brevard and Volusia counties. And then we look at really the weather conditions in that area. We looked at some of the numbers coming out of New Smyrna, and take a look. We've got the clear skies, the calm winds, and those cooling temperatures, really just the perfect setup for the fog, the smoke, and then the super fog.
Yeah, and just because you have temperature and dew point that are the same doesn't instantly create fog. It just doesn't pop out of thin air. But in this case, the combination of patchy fog and also that smoke. And we're still watching several fires. We see them right near Highway 60, the Turnpike. Not a perfect setup for fog tonight. But it wasn't last night either. So we're going to be watching this very closely, much more in a minute. Martha.
All right, thanks, guys. And the crash is very similar to this 50-car pileup on I-4 in Polk County back in 2008. Smoke from a nearby brush fire combined with fog to blanket I-4. 5 people died and many more were injured. A highway patrol investigation led to charges for 9 drivers accused of following too closely and driving just too fast for these conditions. It took crews more than 20 hours to clean up this crash. And again, we have a live look at the interstate for you right now. Take a look. This is from our Channel 9 drone. You can see crews still right now working to repair this interstate. We have more team coverage ahead. In fact, at 5, we're going to break down the steps state troopers say you need to take if you find yourself in that super fog that we saw this morning. Vanessa?
Convicted cop killer Markeith Lloyd is headed to death row. Today, a judge handed down a death sentence for the murder of Orlando Police Lieutenant Deborah Clayton. Now, Lloyd was already on the run for a murder when he killed Clayton on January 9th of 2017 outside a Walmart on Princeton and Silver Star Road. He was captured then 9 days later after a massive manhunt. Lloyd was sentenced to life in prison for killing Sade Dixon in October of 2019. He was convicted for Clayton's murder on November 3rd of last year. A jury recommended the death penalty about a month later, and that led to today's death sentence. Channel 9's Shannon Butler takes us through today's emotional hearing.
There was a lot of emotion inside that courtroom this morning. You could feel the tension and the anxiety as law enforcement, Clayton's family, even Markeith Lloyd's family waited for that decision to come down. But once it happened, embraces outside that courtroom, everyone knowing there finally is some closure.
This afternoon, the Ukrainian president told ABC News that while his forces continue fighting with grit and determination, he doesn't know how much longer they can hold out against the Russian troops. Reports of Russian attacks on civilian targets in Ukraine are increasing tonight, along with the death toll. As ABC's Faith Abube reports, a second round of talks between Ukraine and Russia ended with no major breakthroughs to end this war.
Covering the Space Coast, SpaceX launched another rocket from the Kennedy Space Center this morning.
3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition and liftoff.
The Falcon 9 rocket is carrying more Starlink satellites into orbit. They're designed to provide high-speed internet worldwide. There are now more than 2,000 Starlink satellites in orbit. SpaceX posted updates on the rocket on Twitter after the launch. The company says it completed first-stage landing on a drone ship named, just read the instructions, and the 47 satellites were deployed successfully. And speaking of rockets, the U.S. space industry is dealing with more fallout from the U.S. response to the invasion of Ukraine.
Coming up, the new moves by Russia's space agency that's forcing our space leaders to consider contingency plans. And Orange County residents are split about the mayor's proposal to raise the sales tax. Next, we're digging into what the same tax has meant for other Central Florida communities.
Doppler 9 radar is driven by Toyota of Orlando and Toyota of Claremont.
We've been telling you about the Orange County mayor's big push to give you the chance to vote on a new penny sales tax this November. Some folks are on board, others not so much because of inflation. Channel 9 traffic anchor Alexa Lorenzo dives deeper into how another county in Central Florida uses the penny sales tax.
Daytona Beach's Bike Week kicks off tomorrow, and so does a citywide traffic enforcement for the city of Titusville in neighboring Brevard County.
Yeah, police tell us they will be providing constant visibility on both US 1 and I-95. You can also expect to see safety advisories encouraging motorists to look twice for motorcycles. Daytona Beach city leaders unanimously approving buying an old building they plan to turn into an open market to revitalize Main Street. City leaders agreed to pay just over $3 million for the 39,000 square foot building. They want to put in a grocery store, a restaurant, and a food court with a pub and space for events. The city is hoping the makeover could bring more people to Main Street. Well, some talented Central Florida students, and we have a lot of them, were chosen to attend the Disney Dreamers Academy.
Ramona Brew and Roxy Richburg are both students at Jones High School. They were selected to be in the group of 100 teenagers from across the country. The Academy is a 4-day mentoring event created and hosted by Walt Disney World Resort. The program helps young people to identify and pursue their dreams. Roxy wants to be an attorney, while Ramon plans to pursue a career in art and luxury brand design.
Congratulations to them. And beautiful weather, Tom, and I like it because the humidity is not quite.
Yeah, humidity is typically low here in the dry season, but as we cool down, mainly to the low mid-50s, we can hit that dew point. We talked about that with our fog formation. And
serious issue.
Yeah, it was this morning. Here's a live view. Our new express toll lanes are up and running, and we've got a beautiful day. 84. Winds light out of the south and west, and this is our visible satellite picture. We have a couple different cloud layers. Have high, thin clouds coming in from the Gulf of Mexico. A little patch over here. These are just some low clouds that develop here with the daytime heating. Otherwise, we've had a good deal of sunshine across the area. 7-day forecast. Weekend always in view. Mid-80s. 80s through Saturday. Keep an eye on the early morning fog issues there, especially if you're heading to Bike Week early in the morning. And then we head to near 90, the first official 90 of the season, next Tuesday. Martin?
Oh, there it is on the board. All right, I guess that makes it official. Tom, thank you. A local couple claims the vacation club that offered fabulous vacations at discount prices hit them with thousands of dollars in surprise fees.
It was horrible.
It's a company Action 9 has investigated before, and coming up, how we got results and how to avoid those risky travel deals.
120 of the greatest golfers in the world are in town for the Arnold Palmer Invitational, and so are many of their families. Coming up, we'll show you how the tour takes care of the kids so the players can focus on making birdies.
And criticism is already rolling in for a proposed housing development in Lake County. All new at 5, why many say the development needs to stay out of this area.
I wish we were staying.
I have 20 minutes. This is fun.
If you love him, you have to tell him, or you have to stop having sex with him.
Next wheel, everyone is seeing green. Hey, hey, hey! Including former Navy officer Earl.
I ran the nuclear reactors.
Is that a green sweater or are you glowing?
Don't turn out the lights.
Brought to you by your Southeast Toyota dealers.
It was a perfect day for the start of the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Thousands of fans are out at Bay Hill for the first round.
And that includes Channel 9 sports anchor Joe Kepner, who just might have the best job in Orlando this week. He's live at Bay Hill now. And Joe, it was also a good day for the families of the players.
Certainly was. Many of the players in this tournament have homes here in Orlando, but others travel from all over the world, and some bring their families with them. And the PGA Tour helps take care of all the little ones.
Mortgage rates have been up and down over the past few days because of the Russian invasion of Ukraine.
Ahead, we ask financial experts, when would be the best time for you to buy, sell, or refinance?
And more fallout for the U.S. space industry because of our nation's response to the war in Ukraine. Next, the new action by Russia's space agency that's forcing our space leaders to consider contingency plans.
For Eyewitness News, it's our job to keep you ready in the morning, to make sure that you're in the know of things that will impact your day. It lets you see that there is good in the world, even in the most drastic and tragic events. There's a connection to each and every person here, no matter color, race, creed. They want to know that they're included, they feel seen, and that's what I hope to provide to the Central Florida viewer, that I understand what your needs are, and I'm here to serve you every morning.
This is Channel 9 Eyewitness News at 4. Coverage you can count on.
Today at 4:30, apparently not even space is above international conflict when it comes to the U.S.-Russian relations.
This is just another part of having to adapt to a world that isn't going as planned.
Now rocket launches are being hindered by the Russian invasion of Ukraine, and the U.S. space industry is being forced to consider contingency plans. In just the last 24 hours, in a series of tweets, Russia's space agency threatened to hold back hardware and support services for future U.S. and European launches.
And OneWeb, the parent company of the Space Coast OneWeb satellites, voted to suspend all launches from the Russian-operated Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan. Channel 9's Melanie Holt is live outside OneWeb satellites at the Kennedy Space Center's Exploration Park. And Mel, there are questions now as to how satellites being built here will get to orbit.
We toured this facility here at Kennedy Space Center's Exploration Park and reached out to the parent company for OneWeb satellites to find out what's next for the company. We're still waiting to hear back, but of course there's a question now of how the next batch of OneWeb satellites will reach orbit.
Athletes from Russia and Belarus are now banned from competing in the Paralympics because of their country's roles in the invasion. The International Paralympic Committee announced that decision less than 24 hours after it said those athletes could compete. That initial decision drew immediate criticism. The games start tomorrow. We know there's a lot to keep up with when it comes to the invasion of Ukraine. We're following every development on our website, WFTV.com. You can also stay informed using our free WFTV News app.
We are asking deputies what they know about the man found dead at an Orange County apartment complex. The case is being investigated as a homicide. A 911 call sent deputies to the Arium Greenview apartments near Winter Garden, Vineland Road yesterday morning. So far, they've only said the man who died was in his 40s. They haven't released any information about how he died or a possible suspect. Meanwhile, police are working to find the person who shot a young man in Winter Garden. That shooting happened on 10th Street around 6:30 last night. The 20-year-old victim is expected to survive, and so far, officers say they don't have any information on a possible suspect. Well, the JetBlue pilot accused of being drunk in the cockpit just before his flight back to Florida could soon now be actually facing federal charges.
The police say James Clifton of Orlando blew a 0.17 on a breathalyzer test. That is 4 times the legal limit for a pilot. According to the police report, Clifton told investigators he only had 5 to 6 drinks the night before at dinner. But an officer reported overhearing Clifton telling someone on the phone that he had about 10 22-ounce tall boys.
2 NFTA police officers took the co-pilot down the side stairs of the jet walk, put him in a squad car, and drove him away.
JetBlue says it's cooperating fully with the ongoing investigation.
All right, breaking right now, Mayor Jerry Demings is about to give us an update on the status of coronavirus in Orange County. Remember when these live shots were every single day? This is a live look right now at the news conference that's about to get underway. Yesterday, the health department said the 14-day rolling positivity rate was 6.8%. Last Friday, it was 9.1%. Of course, we'll let you know what details the mayor gives ahead here on Eyewitness News.
This afternoon, there is some good news in the housing market. Floridians are cashing in on a sudden and massive drop in mortgage rates. The Channel 9's Nick Papantonis explains it's the largest drop in the past 2 years.
9 Family Connections Forever Family series was recently honored with an Anthem Award given by the International Academy of Digital Arts and Sciences. During the awards ceremony, many advocates talked about how we can all better help children in need. I love that. Together we must. And also congratulations to you because your podcast won an Anthem Award as well.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. To learn more about adopting or helping any of the children waiting in foster care, contact Forever Family through 9family.com. Well, a local couple thought the Vacation Club could deliver some great cruises at really nice prices, but instead they lost thousands and never got to travel.
Sounded like a good idea. Next, how Action 9 got their money back and why some vacation clubs can be risky. And next, a leftover rocket is on a collision course with the moon when that space junk is expected to make impact.
That didn't look good.
Yeah, not going to give it a glancing blow, though. We're feeling more like late April today, and early June weather is on the way. Perfect for spring break, right? I'm updating more spring-like weather just ahead.
Stocks were down on Wall Street today. Here's a look at the final numbers.
It all begins when you wake up, and you need the right morning team to help get your day started off the right way. A team that tells you the major overnight news with live reporting on the breaking news happening right now. A team to have you ready for what to expect now while preparing you for what to expect next. A team to put you in the know before you're on the go. Kirsten Delgado, Christian Brewy, Alexa Lorenzo, and Brian Shields. The Channel 9 Eyewitness News This Morning team. Tomorrow, starting at 4:30 a.m.
A new Smyrna Beach couple claim a vacation club that promised free airline tickets did not deliver after it burned them for thousands of dollars.
Now, Action 9 has investigated this company before, and consumer investigator Todd Ulrich reached managers for results and the vacation club fine print that can really cost you. The Ormond Beach company also said vacation club fees and its discounted travel options are fully disclosed before the contract is signed. If you have a story you'd like Todd to check out, fill out a form online at askwftv.com, or you can send Todd a message directly at facebook.com/Action9.
The moon is about to get hit by a big piece of space junk.
Experts think a leftover rocket came from a Chinese launch in 2014. China disagrees, though. No matter whose it is, the object is on course to carve out a crater on the moon tomorrow that could fit several semi-tractor trailers inside. Now, it may take weeks, even months, to confirm the damage through satellite images. According to officials, this does not affect us right now, but years and years and years from now, it could.
We're not at a huge problem right now, but if we don't do anything in the next decade, couple decades, I think it's going to get a lot worse. Certainly in 50 years, if we don't do something, it's going to be a huge problem.
SpaceX originally was blamed, but the asteroid hunter who discovered the collision course in January later concluded the junk belonged to China.
That's going to be a mess up there.
I think we're referring to space junk in general being a problem for us, not what's hitting on the far side of the moon. But interesting, there's just junk everywhere, and
there's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on down here on terra firma.
Yes.
It is a beautiful day. 84 today in Orlando. Leesburg, you hit only 81, and it's just really nice. Well, I got a lot of numbers here, but bear with me. This tells the story. The average high today is 77. That's normally what we have here on, what's today, the 3rd of March? 3rd of March, right. Okay, so April the 1st, roughly a month out, the average high is 81, but we already eclipsed that. We hit 84 today. So today felt like early April, all right, well into spring. May the 1st, the average high is 86. That we're going to feel this weekend. So the weekend's going to feel like we're about 2 months in the future. And June the 1st, the average is 90, and we could be very close to that for several days next week. So all of spring, we're going to sample in just the next 5 to 7 days. Welcome to Florida. Live current condition, we're 82 at the downtown airport. Cocoa Beach, 74. Beautiful day over at Daytona, getting ready for Bike Week that starts tomorrow. Areas of smoke we're still watching out for tonight. We did have that area of dense fog that developed in Volusia County last night, and the super fog event with the thick smoke and the fog that, of course, had the fatalities after 1:30 in the morning. So our rain chances are going to be returning. I'm hoping we can go ahead and blast it on through, because that's when spring break gets going here a week from this Friday. Here is your 7-day forecast. The weekend always in view from the mid-80s. We're going to keep it warming up near 90, and a very warm start next week, and that better chance for rain. Vanessa?
Seminole County is dealing with a record number of openings for firefighters and paramedics. All new at 5. Why recruiters are turning to children to fill those spots.
Next Jeopardy! Our new champ has just one question for the GOAT.
Does it ever get less scary?
No, not really. You just get better at pretending you're not terrified.
That's why they call it Jeopardy!
Brought to you by the Florida Lottery.